why there is a need to create an abstract class. So in a nutshell, I can just tell you, it's lagging in between. Is it happening to everyone? I'm having the full network right now. It is showing me full network. So Harshil, I think the problem is at your end, because if everybody is getting the correct sync, then I think that I don't have to do from my side, right? So you can rejoin it and let's try. Okay, fine. That's great then. Okay, so if we summarize, then abstract class is a class which is having at least one abstract method, but abstract class can have the abstract method as well as concrete method, and even it is possible that an abstract class may not have any of the abstract method. Still there will be no still the class can be abstract. The case in which if you want the user not to create the direct instances of any class, then you can create that class as abstract class. Now, I hope you all are comfortable with the word concrete and abstract now. Concrete is a word where the definition, where everything, whatever that we have designed is complete. Right? When we say a concrete class, then we can have the data members, we have the member function, and as well as we can create the direct instances of that class. That becomes a concrete class. But when we come across the abstract class, we cannot have the direct instances of that abstract class, and that's why it is abstract. Similarly, if we talk about concrete method is a method where you have all the four things available, that is return type, name of the function, parameter list, and the function body. That is a concrete method, whereas the abstract method is such that it will be having only return type, name, and parameter list. The function body will be missing, and it is the responsibility of the child class to implement that function body. If the child class is not implementing the function body, again we need to make that child class as abstract. So this everything uh, we have discussed so far. Is it okay? Is it okay for discussion point of view? Abstract class? Shall we move on? Okay. Few more responses? Okay then, great. Now, uh, let now you have to remember that abstract class is a way to achieve partial abstraction. Partial abstraction in the sense that some of the things inside an abstract will be concrete. For example, it may have concrete method, it may have some abstract method. So you are not achieving 100% abstraction through abstract class. You are achieving partial abstraction through abstract class. Through class, normal class, we don't achieve any kind of abstraction. Whereas, let us move on to the next topic. Next topic, very important as far as your exam and interviews are concerned. We are talking about talking about interfaces. Very important, interfaces. Now, interfaces are, if I give a simplest definition for interface is, okay, from the definition which I'll be writing here, you are supposed to tell me that what actually the 100 interface will have, right? What it will consist. Interface is 100% abstract class. Interface is 100% abstract class. Can anyone now tell me that what will be the content inside an interface? Just a vague thought. What will it have? As we have discussed, that class will be having the concrete methods. Abstract class will be having the combination of abstract as well as concrete methods. Now I'm telling you that interface is 100% abstract class. Now tell me what the content of interface will be. User interface. No, Krish, I'm talking about See, if you don't know interface, that's fine. But when I say 100% abstract class means what? What will be the content of such type of class where you have 100% abstraction? Yes, yes, correct, Umang, Vicky, very good, very good. So when you move to a class where there is not a single concrete method, and all the methods which you are keeping inside it is of type abstract, then that class is known as interface. So we don't call it as a class, we call it as an interface, right? So if we want to write it, we can write it to remember that it will have all methods as abstract. Now, when I say it is all method as abstract, no method will be having function body. No method will be having function body, and the data members will be just a second, will be final and static. These are the characteristic of an interface. It will be 100% abstract class, means whichever data member you are keeping it will have only signature, only declaration, no function body will be there, and whichever data member you are writing within that class will be of type final and static. So this is the interface. Now let us look at to the syntax of interface first, then we will be going to the use of interface and advantages. So interfaces are not written as a class. We don't write class for interface because it is a special type of class. We don't call it a class now. We call it as an interface. So we write like this: interface. I say that interface, my interface one, right? You can give any name, but then same standard is used here in interface as well, which you are following to give the class name, right? First letter of every word should be capital. So same way you are supposed to write it in the interface too. And then again the different methods inside the interface, but all these methods will be of type abstract. Now, as you have already written that it is an interface, it is not a class, so no need to write the keyword abstract. You just write it here, void f1, and that's it. This is my abstract method. This is my abstract method. No need to write abstract here. If you remember that in abstract class, we are supposed to write the keyword abstract here because the abstract class may contain some concrete methods and some abstract methods. So we have to explicitly tell the compiler that these methods are abstract and these methods are not, right? Because it is inside a class. Anyways, the class type is abstract. It does not mean if you write abstract, that does not mean all the methods are abstract inside it, because an abstract class may have the combination of both the type of data members. While when you already declare you declare a data type with interface as a name, that means everything will be abstract, fine. So whichever function you will be writing here, that will be, say, void f2 with some parameter, integer, comma, integer, right? We don't write a and b here, it is a declaration. ठीक है, यहाँ पे definition नहीं दे रहे, तो we cannot write like this, integer a, integer b, not possible. We cannot write like this because this is not a function definition which will be there in the following line. We are just declaring a function. So we just have to give the signature without the variable name. So this becomes your interface. Is it clear syntax wise? Syntax wise, all okay? Shall I proceed? We will be seeing the advantages and the use of it and everything, but okay, fine. Let's move ahead then. Now, when I say I am having an interface, all the methods are abstract, Now, if you remember that in the abstract class which we have learned yesterday, we have told that it will be the duty of the child class to implement the abstract method. See, child class, when you inherit a child class, when you inherit one abstract class into a concrete class, what happens? Your child class will be having the properties of its own, as well as it will borrow the property from the parent class, right? Now, whenever it will be borrowing the property of a parent class, it will be responsibility of the child class to complete whatever incomplete is there in the parent class, right? So it is the responsibility of the child class to give the definition of the abstract method. If you are having, say let's say void m1, right? I'm having some method called m1 and here I'm defining that m1. ठीक है, ये m1, तो इसमें क्या हुआ, एक मेथड कॉन्क्रीट हुई, एक मेथड एब्स्ट्रैक्ट हुई. अभी ये प्राइवेट बैंक जो है विच इज एक्सटेंडिंग द बैंक क्लास हैज सम प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ इटसेल्फ and this two properties which is borrowed from or which is inherited from the bank class. नाउ बैंक क्लास के पास एक चीज है जो कंप्लीट है, कुछ जरूरत नहीं उसमें मॉडिफिकेशन की, एक है सिर्फ डिक्लेयर करी है, उसको कंप्लीट नहीं किया, तो ये किसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हुई कंप्लीट करने की? चाइल्ड क्लास. सो चाइल्ड क्लास दैट इज प्राइवेट बैंक क्लास हैज टू हैव अ डेफिनेशन of the incomplete abstract method into it. If your child class is not defining that incomplete method, the child class needs to be abstract again. ठीक है, ये रूल है. जब तक कोई क्लास इनहेरिटेंस हायरार्की में, जब तक कोई क्लास इनकम्प्लीट एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड को कंप्लीट नहीं करता, तब तक सारी हायरार्की में सभी क्लास क्या हो जाएंगे? एब्स्ट्रैक्ट. You have to keep it abstract. If your requirement is such, that's fine. But there must be at least one class in the inheritance hierarchy which is giving the complete definition of the abstract method. Now, the same thing applies here. That if you are creating something which is incomplete, right? If you are saying that there is an interface called my interface and I've declared two methods. Fine, I'm declaring two methods. Why you declare something? To use it, of course, right? To use it, of course. But when you don't provide a definition, what is the meaning of such declaration? Nothing, right? So again, it will be the responsibility of the class which is using this interface, right? Let's say I'm having a class called class my class, and my class is using the interface one. My class needs some signature, some properties of interface, right? So it has to define. Please mark my words and understand it carefully. When a class uses any interface, that class has to complete, has to give the definition for all the methods of that interface. I repeat, when a class wants to use any interface, when a class wants to use the properties of any interface, then it will be the responsibility of that class to provide the definition for all the incomplete methods of that interface. And I should not say all the methods, because when it is inside interface, it will be incomplete. Okay? So if, and we say we have a special kind of a keyword which says that a class uses the interface. We don't say class use an interface. We actually say, as everything is not completed, not implemented inside the interface, we say that a class implements the interface. This is how we write. We write like class my class implements interface. Why it needs to implement? Because my interface is actually having nothing, because every definition, every function you have declared inside an interface is incomplete. It is not having function body. So the class has to implement all the methods available in it. It may possible that this class wants to use only one property. Say my class को सिर्फ F2 ही use करना है, तो आपको क्या लगेगा, कि चलो नाउ इट इज रीडिफाइनिंग गाइस, दिस इज ओवरराइडिंग, दिस इज नॉट overloading. You have to keep the signature same, then and then only you can say you have implemented that. If you provide a different signature, it is altogether a different function. Fine. So when you write void f2 integer, void f2 integer p, now we have to write, because now we are providing the function body, integer q, okay, and whatever you want you can write it here, and that's it, your job is done. So what you did, you actually implemented the incomplete thing you are getting it from your interface. Am I clear? Another thing, now my class will say that I don't want to use f1, why should I implement it? राइट, ऐसा भी हो सकता है ना कि चलो 5 चीजें दे रहा है इंटरफेस, मुझे सिर्फ 4 ही यूज करनी है, एक यूज नहीं करनी, ठीक है. इट इज नॉट ऑलवेज नेसेसरी that I want to use all the properties of the class. It may happen that I want to use only few properties of the class, but it is a rule that when a class implements an interface, it has to have the definition for all the methods. राइट. सो इवन इफ से यहाँ पे मैंने लॉजिक लिखा कुछ, क्योंकि मुझे ये यूज करना है मेरी तरफ से, राइट. लेकिन मान लो अगर मुझे F1 का यूज नहीं करना, फिर भी मुझे डेफिनेशन तो प्रोवाइड करनी ही पड़ेगी, बिकॉज इट इज इनसाइड एन इंटरफेस एंड आई एम इम्प्लीमेंटिंग दैट इंटरफेस. सो इट इज अ प्री रिक्विजिट फॉर अ क्लास टू इम्प्लीमेंट इट फर्स्ट, राइट. तो यहाँ पे ऐसा हो सकता है कि void F1 मुझे यूज नहीं करनी है, ठीक है. So what I will be doing, I'll be just declaring it once again, I'll be overriding the same signature, and then I'll provide the empty body. This is also a kind of an implementation, right? The task is, the function is doing nothing, that's fine, but you are having a pair of curly braces with you, that means you have defined it. So you, in a way you have used it, and in a way you didn't use it for your purpose. And with this, if your class wants to use this, all okay, just provide your logic and do your task. If a class does not want to use some of the properties, still it has to implement it, but we have the trick that we will be just keeping our parenthesis empty, and and it will be said that we have implemented the task. Am I clear, everyone? Clear? All are with me? Great then. See, this is very important topic as far as your interviews, your vivas, your exam is concerned, right? Interfaces, abstract class. Many a times the difference between class and abstract class and interface is asked. Many a times you will be having some interface, some scenario given to you, some diagram given to you, which will be having different forms of inheritance, and you have to decide that how to implement it. At that time also your interface is going to help you out, right? Now let me go here in the NetBeans and let me show you how to actually do this. Let's have a Java empty file. Now interface demo. Okay, I'm having one empty file, and what I'll be writing, class, let's say shape 1, or let's say my shape, right? My shape. Now what I'll be doing, void draw. Sorry, I need to create the interface, right? So first of all, I'll be creating interface my shape, and here I'll be writing void draw. Okay, now we will not write abstract here because it is inside an interface, so it is to be understood that it will be abstract in nature. Fine. Let's say I'm having a driver class. What is a driver class and what is an object class? Can anybody, I think we have discussed. The class which is having the main function is your driver class, and rest of the classes are your object classes. Fine? Your where your actual object will lie. Whereas there will be one unique class, one separate class which will be calling as a driver class, because actually it is giving the it is storing your main method. Fine. So let's have a driver class here, and we'll be giving the name as interface demo because it should be the same name as that of the file name I have used. So let me have public static void main. Let me have public static void main. And we having string args or whatever variable. Now what are one of the characteristic of interface? See, abstract class भी incomplete था. कोई reason मुझे बता सकता है? Can anyone give me the reason that why the direct object of abstract class is not possible? ये पता है कि direct instance possible नहीं है. ठीक है, डायरेक्ट इंस्टेंस पॉसिबल नहीं है, लेकिन क्यों नहीं है? कैन एनीबडी लॉजिकली गिव मी? I can give you a hint that when we studied constructor, at that time I have told you that actual process of creating the object and calculating the memory, and then how actually your runtime objects are stored in the heap. At that time I have discussed. So if you can recall it, it is a, you can say, days back. But if you can recall that why abstract class cannot have the object, I repeat, what I want to say is I cannot do like this. If my class is abstract, let me just show it to you. If my class is abstract, right, I cannot create the object. I cannot create the object. Like shape class है, यहाँ पे हमने करा था. ये बैंक क्लास का मैं ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं बना सकती. I cannot do this. I cannot create the object of bank class. Why? Yes, reference is fine. I can create a reference, but I cannot create the object. Why so? Anyone just want to try? It cannot call the default constructor. No, it can have the constructor. Arshil, we have just yesterday only we have discussed that it can have constructors, and those constructors can be called with the help of super from the child class. That's fine. It can have constructors, no issue. Let me show you that thing also. Let's say I'm having this abstract class. I can have a bank. I can have a bank constructor where I can do my task. I can have the integer, double r where I can rate is equal to r, where I can initialize it. And what I have to do? I have to just define this because I want to make a concrete child class. Get rate of interest, and let's say something is here. Get spelling mistake. Get rate of interest. Let me just copy this. So I will be having here private bank constructor. Private bank constructor, say double D, and I can pass it that super D. I'm just passing it to the constructor. I'm passing it to the constructor, and I can private bank v1 is equal to new private bank and 7.5, right? 7.5. So what I did, with the help of child class, I created a constructor and I can always call explicitly the the parent class, that is a bank constructor. So rate of interest will be there inside this variable. 7.5 will be copied in D, and that D is carry forwarded to the super class. You are all are aware now with the constructor chaining in inheritance, which is the constructor hierarchy for execution, right? So you already know this. So you can very well call the constructor. Even you can have like this. You can have the empty constructor as well, B2. Let me just insert code, constructor. Actually, I have to be here. Insert code, constructor. It is already there. Private bank, and here my default constructor. And here also I am having default constructor to play with. Right, so each type of constructor is possible and that's perfectly fine. Right? Agreed. Yeah, Harshil. Fine. So can anybody give me the reason why you cannot create the object of, because it does not contain body? Yeah, that's fine. But okay, let me give you the valid reason. And if you know, I think Deep is very near to the answer, but you might not get the exact word. Yes. Correct. Incomplete class cannot have object. That's true. But why it cannot have object? See, what your new is going to do? With the help of the constructor, it is going to calculate the memory possessed by a class. Right? Your memory will be comprises of the data member as well the member function. Now we know that your abstract class will be having some abstract methods and some non-abstract methods or concrete methods. So when something is incomplete, we don't know how much it is going to carry it, right? अभी वो काम ही पूरा नहीं हुआ था कितने, तो उसका weight क्या होगा, मतलब weight मतलब not in the form of kgs, but what will be the importance and what will be the memory occupancy for that particular method, how to know when it is undefined, right? When it is not defined itself, how to calculate that how much memory it is going to occupy. And when constructor only cannot, when your new operator cannot get the exact value of memory it occupies, it cannot allocate the memory, right? So for abstract class, your new operator will not be having the exact amount of memory it requires. Whereas for a normal class, it will be having, because it will be having all the data members as well as it will be having all the concrete methods, so it can easily calculate how much memory it is going to occupy. But for the abstract class may have abstract and concrete method. So concrete method की memory चलो calculate हो जाएगी, लेकिन what about abstract methods if it is having? You cannot calculate how much amount of memory it is going to occupy, and that's why something is incomplete, so I cannot tell you, so new operator cannot assign any memory to it, and when new operator cannot assign the memory, that is actually no object can be created. Is it logically acceptable? When something is incomplete, how to calculate that how much it is going to occupy, right? So same is the case. Now the next question will be, can I create the object of interface class? I should not say class. Can I create the object of interface? Obviously not. When you have something incomplete and you cannot create the object, as in the case of abstract class, when you have the 100% incomplete things, can you assign the memory for that? Of course not. So again, you cannot have the direct object of interface. But yes, you can create the reference of type interface. Because reference, we are not calculating the memory. Reference is just a pointer which is going to point something. Right? We are just saying that this pointer is going to point the object of this type. That's it. We are not calculating the memory while we are writing the reference name. Let me justify again. I cannot create my shape S1 is equal to new my shape. Not possible. How to calculate something for incompleteness? ठीक है, ये ऐसा है कि आपने अपने कुछ असाइनमेंट किए हैं और कुछ असाइनमेंट नहीं किए, तो जिसका असाइनमेंट किया है उसके लिए मैं मार्क्स रख सकती हूँ, जितना असाइनमेंट नहीं किया, हाउ टू कैलकुलेट? आई कैन नॉट प्रेडिक्ट नो कि आप ऐसा ही लिखोगे उस असाइनमेंट में तो इतने ही मार्क्स दो. आई कैन नॉट प्रेडिक्ट. And when there is something incomplete in your work, I cannot grant your submission. The same is the case. That when you are having everything with you, I can grant your submission. But when you have something, even one assignment is pending at your end, I cannot predict myself that you will be doing it nicely only. Right? So I cannot predict, and hence if I cannot predict, I cannot grant your submission. And when there are some students which those who have not at all done anything, any assignment, any tutorial, any program, again I cannot grant the submission. Same is the scenario. Okay? So I cannot create the object. But yes, this line is 100% valid, where you can create a simple reference of type type interface. Now, what I wanted to tell you is, when you are having an interface, आप इंटरफेस क्रिएट कब करते हो? सी, आप एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास क्रिएट कब करते हो? जब आप दो चीज होती है. एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास कब क्रिएट करते हो? जब आपको एक रिस्ट्रिक्शन डालना है कि उस क्लास का डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं बनना चाहिए, बिकॉज इट विल बी मीनिंगलेस. हमने कल ही डिस्कस करा था कि मैं शेप का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाऊं और एस डॉट ड्रॉ करूं, तो क्या ड्रॉ करूं मैं? समथिंग इज मीनिंगलेस, राइट? तो मुझे रिस्ट्रिक्ट करना है कि डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट मुझे किसी का नहीं बनाना, तो मैं एब्स्ट्रैक्ट बनाऊं. और दूसरा पर्पस क्या होगा एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास बनाने का, कि मुझे चाइल्ड क्लास को कंपल्सन देना है कि मैं आपको जो भी इनकम्प्लीट वर्क दूं उसको आपको कंप्लीट करना है. व्हेन आई वांट एवरी चाइल्ड क्लास to implement that particular incomplete thing, because it will be common to each and every class. जैसे कि हमने वो रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट वाला पढ़ा था, जो भी वो बैंक का चाइल्ड क्लास होगा उसको रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट तो कैलकुलेट करना ही होगा. सो अगर मैं एब्स्ट्रैक्ट ना बनाती हूँ, कॉन्क्रीट बनाती हूँ, तो हो सकता है कि कोई क्लास उसको रीडिफाइन ना करे, ओवरराइड ना करे, और जो बैंक का बिहेवियर है, बैंक का रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट है, वो ही ले ले, विच इज नॉट एट ऑल वैलिड. ठीक है? तो इसलिए क्या करा कि अगर मुझे कोई कंपल्शन करना है, कंपल्शन मुझे चाइल्ड क्लास पे कर डालना है कि यू हैव टू हैव इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ दिस मेथड, देन आई विल बी कीपिंग इट एज एब्स्ट्रैक्ट. सिमिलरली हम इंटरफेस कब करते हैं, उसके भी दो रीजन है. जब आपको आपके चाइल्ड क्लास के पास से ये सब कुछ इम्प्लीमेंट करवाना हो अपने हिसाब से, सब कुछ, मतलब जितने भी मेथड्स मैंने यहाँ पे रखे हैं माई शेप में, you want that your child class, see, it's all together a class only, right? But it is a special class, that's why we are giving the name as interface. ठीक है? तो अगर आप, if you want that the child class of this interface must define all the things which is there inside the interface, then we create an interface. ठीक है? दूसरा पर्पस ये है, ऑब्वियसली डायरेक्ट इंस्टेंस तो हो ही नहीं सकता. दूसरा पर्पस ये है, इफ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, प्लीज रिमेंबर, द सेकेंड वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट ऑफ क्रिएटिंग इंटरफेस इज टू अचीव मल्टीपल इनहेरिटेंस. when we were discussing the inheritance, I have told you, we can go back few slides here in our discussion, and I don't know whether I have written that or not. Yes, मैंने बोला था आपको कि multiple inheritance is not directly supported in Java. It is supported, but not directly. As you can directly use the extends keyword and you can achieve single inheritance, multi-level, that's fine, right? That is directly supported with the help of a keyword. Whereas multiple inheritance is not supported. What is a multiple inheritance? When a class is having more than one parent class. Not possible directly. So if you want to achieve multiple inheritance, you have to have inheritance. Interface. You have to create interface so that you can achieve multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance मतलब क्या? अचीव क्या करना है? मुझे दो जगह से कुछ लेना है एक साथ. मुझे दो क्लासेस की प्रॉपर्टी एक साथ लेनी है, तो मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? मैं दो क्लास डायरेक्टली तो एक्सटेंड कर नहीं सकती, तो मैं एक को इनहेरिटेंस इंटरफेस बनाऊंगी और एक को क्लास बनाऊंगी. दैट विल बी सीइंग इन दी प्रैक्टिकल्स. But can we, yes, of course, Vicky, we can have something like this. Right now, I can have S1 is equal to null. I have not decided which object to point. So in dynamic memory, in dynamic method allocation, let me give you that. Let me show you the code. Right now, we have shape 1 class, shape circle extend shape, then triangle, right? So triangle and circle are the subclass of shape 1. Now, right now, right now it is not yet decided that shape reference will point to what. So shape S1 is equal to null. I can point it to null initially. Then I have decided that after a few lines of code, I want to point to this class. So shape will be holding this value. Then after some point of time, I'll realize that the job of the shape is done. I want to point to circle. So I am pointing to circle. I can use the same shape reference here and point it here. That's fine. Again, after some time, I will realize I'll be doing something with the S1, which is pointing to circle right now. And then I will be pointing to triangle, right? And then I may say that it is pointing to null. That's perfectly fine. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Okay. So reference can always point to null, and as and when you require the reference to be pointed to some object, you can assign the object to that. So to achieve the multiple inheritance, we have interface in picture. Now that scenario will be looking after some time. I think it's shape 1. Yes. Now we are in the interface demo, right? Yes. So when some class wants to use the thing, we don't say we extend the interface, we actually implement the interface. So let's say class square implements my sheet. Okay. Now when I say see error आ ही गई, क्या बोल रहे हैं? Square is not abstract and does not override abstract method. It has to. See, अगर मैं यहाँ पे और 2-3 मेथड लिख दूँ, void f1, then void f2, कुछ भी, जितनी भी लिखूँ, मान लो मैंने ड्रॉ कर भी दी, ड्रॉ मैंने मेथड इंप्लीमेंट कर दी. This is also an interface. This is also a draw. This is also implementation. Keeping the bracket empty. This is also an implementation. Right? अभी आप देख रहे हो, अभी भी यहाँ पे ड्रॉ होगी शायद. ड्रॉ वन, राइट? क्या एरर आ रही है? Draw one in square cannot implement draw one in my shift. You sign weaker. Okay, yeah. Now, what one thing you are supposed to do when you are the methods in the interface is public. That also you are supposed to remember that whichever method you are declaring, that method will be of type public. So here also when you when you override that, when you define it, you are supposed to write public. तो मैंने implement कर दी, फिर भी error आ रही है. देखो, वापस एरर आई क्योंकि मैंने सब मेथड को इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं किया. As it is a part of an interface and as this class is actually implementing that interface, it is the duty of a square class to implement all the methods of interface, even if the square wants to use it or if square does not want to use it. If it wants to use it, it can write something here. It can write something here. If does not want to use it, it can just keep the brackets empty. But it has to write, but it has to do it like this. Public void f2. But generally the case will be such that when you are actually implementing an interface, you want to implement all. That's why only you have created an interface and you want to implement many things. Okay? So this is what it is all about. देखो अभी दो मेथड है, दोनों मेथड इंप्लीमेंट कर दी तो एरर चली गई. ठीक है, नाउ इट इज अ नॉर्मल थिंग. Right now my S1 is pointing to nothing, then I can point new. I can very well write square here. Square here. So whenever I will be writing S1 dot draw one, it is going to call that method. Even I can write S1 dot F1. ठीक है, जो भी है मैं यूज कर सकती हूँ. You are supposed to use implements keyword, implements, to implement the 100% thing, 100% abstract class. Now, when the interface was initially designed or it was into the picture of Java, it is something like that. The class has to define, the class which implements that interface has to define it. But from JDK 8 onwards, we are having the provision of default. Provision of default. When I write default keyword here, what I'm writing, system.out.println default version, like this. I can write it, and you can keep it here, class version. So what happened here? So from, see, when interface came into the picture, the fact was the class has to implement all the methods. But from JDK 8 onwards, Java has given one updation that even if the class is not defining that particular method, we can have a default behavior inside it. First of all, there was a rule that inside the interface, I only told that inside the interface, every method will be abstract. Now, when you say method is an abstract, that means there should not be any function body, right? This is absolutely true, but this statement was when your actual interface came into the picture. But as the Java version gets updated, JDK 8 onwards, it is giving you the provision that you can have a default behavior of the abstract method inside an interface. So even if your class shape is not defining the method, it is going to take the default version by itself. Right? Let me say right now which particular version will be called. Can anybody quickly tell me which version will be called?
Ma'am, child.
Yes, absolutely, because I have already defined it. I have already defined it here. So when I run this file, it is going to show the class version. ठीक है, लेकिन मैं मान लो क्लास ने ये डिफाइन नहीं किया, लेकिन by rule of interface, class has to redefine. But as we are using the higher version of JDK 8 onwards, as I have provided the default version of the interface, if the class is not implementing the interface method, still the default version, there will be no compilation error and the default behavior will be taken into the consideration. Now if I run, you can see that your default version is here. Fine with this? But when someone says you, see, this is what both are true. When someone says you that what is interface, you are supposed to tell that interface is a 100% abstract class where all the methods are abstract. That's fine. That's not at all incorrect answer, right? But additionally, you can give the information which will actually impress the interviewer or the faculty that JDK 8 onwards, we have the facility of a default version inside the interface where the default version of the method will be provided. So if the child class which is implementing the interface is not giving the is not giving the definition, then the default version will be exist. Am I clear, everyone? But this is true for the versions from JDK 8 onwards. If the earlier version, anyways, nobody is going to use the older version of JDK, but somehow you should be knowing that from which version you are supposed to have what. Okay? Okay, okay. So this is what I'm ending this particular thing here. There are still so many things we have to learn with the interface that we are going to continue next time. I have already told you that interface is going to use help us to achieve multiple inheritance. So we'll be seeing the scenario that how it can help us to achieve multiple inheritance. So this is the last point from my side for today. If you have any query, you can ask me. Meanwhile, let me take the attendance. Yeah, Vicky, I remember that. I remember that. Thank you for reminding. I'll be talking to you tomorrow itself. Tomorrow we have session or not? I don't think we have session on Thursday, right? Let me check it. We have a session. No, we don't have session tomorrow. On Thursday, we'll be discussing that what is a diamond problem. So actually, it was related to inheritance, and that's why I have skipped for a while. Fine. Thank you for reminding, and actually I'm happy that you also are in the sync with me. Thank you. Right. Let us have attendance. Let us take the attendance. Today is 23rd, right? And the day is Tuesday. And we started with interface introduction. Okay, just attend your roll calls, everyone. And I'm reminding you one more time, if you miss your turn, please don't interrupt me in between. Tell me at the end of the session, end of the attendance process, okay? Because otherwise, the people who are answering in sequence, right? Zaki Ahmed, Sachin, Chinmay, Dhairya. Milan, Hitesh, Hina, Chirag. Milan, Hitesh, Hina, Chirag. Nobody? Vensi, Kamalraj, Astha, Shelvi. Jai Kishan, Hiren, Naresh, Munaf. Yatesh, Mohib Hussain, Krish, Mishi. Kushal, Umang, Parth, Kartik. Di, Purvisha, Mihir, Nirali. Di, Purvisha, Mihir, Nirali. Okay, all four. Sharad, Rahul, Shreya, Krishna. Rahul, Shreya and Krishna. Milan, Sunil, Harsh, Yash. Diksha, Zenit, Varun, Stuti. Harshil, Dev, Yash, Kinjal. Yash is there. Jai, Manan, Bhagyesh, Bhargav. Saista, Aryan, Amit, Ruma. Ruma is also not there. Bajrang, Sonu, Aman, Rajiv. Akhilesh, Ankit, Kashish, Rahul. उमंग, मनंजय, सोनू, दिव्यांशु। भूमिका, चंदन, गगन, विनय। अभिराज, श्रवण, रिंकू, रोशन। आशीष, प्रियंका, विक्की, मनीष। अलसेफ, ब्रजेश, रोहिणी, आकाश, रवि।
Present, ma'am.
Yes. Hina, 21. Please be in sequence, guys. 20, Vitesh, okay. Anyone else? Remaining for attendance? Ashish, 29. Anyone else? Okay, that's it from my side. If you have any query, then we'll be discussing in the next session. Thank you for joining. Wish you a very happy day ahead. Take care. या श्रवण, आपका हो गया? Okay, thank you very much. Bye for now. Take care.